Okay. Hello. Is this stream on? If it is, then we finally got your boy Brodavia back in the house. That's me. We got
And Arcarius, that's me. We're finally streaming again.
good for us, a bully, perhaps, even, you know. Arcarius rudely interrupted my introduction of him, but
Yes,
we'll
I
let it
did.
slide today. Today we also have a boy, David Tork online.
Our
He's
technical man.
Can you hear
Yep,
me?
he's our technician.
Am I
Oh, we
here?
got you.
Awesome. I'm gonna lower your all's audio just a little because I realized it's like whatever it's called
So
when it gets
too
further in.
loud.
All right. I think that's probably good.
Okay,
I guess I'll keep an eye on the
cool.
audio.
Yeah. Um, so we're gonna be just discussing our thoughts about this year as it relates to cool stuff like technology, video games, entertainment, etc. and etc. So, Arcarius, this whole idea was your idea. Why don't you lead us off?
All right, yeah. So this was sort of like a off the cuff, unscripted look at the past year, some of the stuff we liked, some of the stuff we maybe didn't like as much. Um, but yeah, I definitely think it's been quite the interesting year for games, especially with it being the first full year of a new console generation. Just all the stuff that's come out with that. But I guess kicking off with something that we're all familiar with, because we're gonna skip over January for now. But then February, because there just wasn't much in January that I can think of. I have a list pulled up, so that can help. Oh, wait, that's right. So January was significant because we saw the return of the Scott Pilgrim game, which had been
Oh yeah,
forcibly taken from all digital storefronts back in the day, but they brought it back. So
is it
preservation
still
wins.
is it still on the eShop at least?
It is. You can
Okay.
still purchase it. So
On
do
all
that before they
platforms?
take it down again, because it's a
Yeah,
good
have you
game.
played it?
I have. It's a pretty good game. If you like beat 'em ups, if you like retro games, it's definitely great in both of those areas. It has fantastic music. Shout out to the band Anamanaguchi. They are phenomenal. Go listen to the soundtrack too if you don't want to play the game.
Yeah, support the creators of it all. In January, we also uploaded our first video of the year on our YouTube channel, which is Torque Force. And that was Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke Part 12 stream highlights. I believe.
You love the
I
Nuzlocke
believe,
highlights.
yes, I believe in that one we defeated Flannery. It's a good fight.
Oh, that was an
It was,
exciting one.
yes. Yeah, I remember that. And for anybody who wants more Nuzlocke stuff, all we can say is stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a good chance that, a couple days after Christmas, Santa might be dropping an extra gift in your box. You know what I'm saying? Um, so we're kind of getting into it now. Overall, we've had some positive things come back this year. A lot, like Scott Pilgrim and some other things we're going to be discussing later. Perhaps we've had some negative experiences too, but overall, what would you guys rate this year out of 10? We'll start with David Tork.
I would say that this year gets a solid 7 out of 10 for me.
A 7 out of 10 from David Tork. And let's hear what you think, Arcarius.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
A 6 out of 10.
Yes, a bit lower.
Okay, a bit lower. So we'll come back to you and we'll get your reasonings for this score. Me personally, I would say it's a respectable 7 out of 10. So, if we enter them into my little torque force calculator, uh, David, can you play the bleep bloop sound effect for me?
Uh, bleep, bleep, bloop, bloop.
Okay, yes, 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 it's working. I have opened up my Pokemon Brilliant Pearl Shining Diamond. I have entered in the Poketch the calculation. This year gets 20 out of 10 from the torque force.
Oh my gosh, that
Hey.
audio. That was
Woo.
cursed. That was cursed audio.
Well, That's the title of the video when you guys see it on YouTube. Um, so yeah, uh, let's continue on, and we can support our claims for our scores. Uh, we're heading into February now. What came out?
So February's biggest game was Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury,
Oh.
the
I
re-release of a Wii U classic plus an all-new mode.
I enjoyed that one immensely. I didn't really play through 3D World again. I played through it the first time on the Wii U, and I think I beat every level. I don't know if I fully 100%ed it, but I certainly got all the stamps and stars and stuff. It's a good game, and Bowser's Fury was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I still actually don't own this game. I have Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U, and I played through that some, and I I actually tried out Bowser's Fury at a Target kiosk, and I really enjoyed that. That's my really only experience with this game, but I'm definitely planning on getting it eventually because it's one that I really want to play.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool if they made like Bowser's Fury just like a $20 download. Just sell it by itself, let people experience it because it really is different. It's its own thing, and it's really cool.
Yeah,
I
it
agree.
uses the physics, the mechanics, and that sort of thing from 3D World, but it adds its own power-ups and story and levels, and you're right, it really does become its own thing. I would not be surprised to see them sell it separately for $30 or $20 or so.
I think that'd be awesome if they
Um,
did that.
yeah, and it would be cool if they did that for other Mario games too. Like if
Mm-hmm.
we got a sort of Odyssey extra pack, maybe with a couple worlds,
Mm-hmm.
some new enemies to capture. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more with that.
Uh, in February, the Torque Force uploaded a whopping. We might have done two videos. I have my dates all mixed up here. It was all Emerald Dustlock stuff again. I believe this was around the time when the Onceler became a major addition to the party.
Oh, the
Oh,
Onceler.
was that really when it happened? Oh
It
man.
was, yeah, it was either February or March, but good times. You'll definitely want to check out those streams on YouTube to see those.
Yeah, that yeah, if
Um,
you know, you know.
I
yes, if you know, you know. I believe in March we saw the release of Monster Hunter.
We did, although you're actually
Yes, we
skipping
did.
part of February, wouldn't you say?
What else happened in
Uh,
February?
There was an announcement, a special announcement.
There were quite a few announcements if I remember now. Which one are you referring to, David Torque?
The one that came out just a couple weeks ago.
Ah, yes, the Pokemon Presents February edition.
I forgot that that was there.
When the internet lost its freaking mind for the 100th time.
So, was it in that one that they revealed Pokemon Snap and Arceus?
I think Snap was already known about. Um, that Pokemon Presents is when they announced Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Legends Arceus at the same time.
Hmm. Which we still haven't seen the release or much more details about Arceus, but that release is coming up at the end of January, and I think we're all looking very much forward to it.
Yes, indeed.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Um, so yeah, and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is out now. I believe that there's a little bit of gameplay on the channel for that. Or did we get around to streaming that one yet?
I don't think we've streamed it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we might be able to correct that within the coming days and weeks. So stay tuned for that as well.
Yeah, maybe even a catching Dialga stream tonight, perhaps.
Oh, oh,
Oh
We'll
man.
see.
Pokeballs only, no damage.
Uh,
You're gonna need to buy quite a few to do that.
yeah. Anywho, keep an eye out
Um,
for that potentially.
cool. So next up we have March, which, as I was saying, had Monster Hunter Rise. I I really enjoyed the Monster Hunter series, and this one was no exception. The freedom that you get with the wire bugs and movement, selection of monsters, the ease of connectability with friends is probably one of the best on Switch. It's just been a solid title. They've been updating it frequently. There's a new update that I believe just came out for it, like a DLC pack.
They added
Interesting.
And
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh.
yeah, and there will be more stuff along the way on that one. We did a number of streams. I think we had weekly streams for a
Yeah,
while.
I have to say one of the best parts of the beginning of the or of March, really, March and April for me, was tuning into Monster Hunter Thursdays while I was doing my homework because I couldn't be a part
Yeah,
of it, unfortunately.
we had a great time because we would have a full party of four every time, and that led to some funny shenanigans, some great hijinks. I believe we even have a great clip of it out on the Twitter.
There are
Uh,
several good Monster
There are
Hunter
a lot of good
clips.
clips from those streams.
yeah. My personal favorite is when the Magnum Malo charged me as I was saying that I was in no danger because I was far away with the bow. And we got that one on footage. Very funny scream. We'll probably tweet that out later, just or retweet it if we've
Oh
already
yeah,
said it.
100%.
So yeah. Did anything else interesting pertaining to the Torque Force happen in March?
Uh,
I'm looking through the list of games. Nothing's really popping up that pertains to us.
Is that when we started our Zelda retrospective?
Yes, that's
oh,
right.
it
We
was.
did that this year.
I forgot about that.
So earlier this year, we decided we were going to try and play through a Zelda game a month. You know, we would pass the torch between the different members of the Force. We kept going okay for a while.
We did pretty well.
We had to stop for a couple of reasons, but we got through a significant amount of the Zelda library.
Yeah, I thought we did
Um,
really well overall. Just different life things kept us from keeping it up, but I'm really happy with how it turned out.
oh yeah, certainly, certainly. So we played through, I believe, was it one that month or was it one in February?
Oh, I think it started. David did one of the Oracle games.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. It was Oracle of Seasons, actually, I believe. I
Perfect. So, um, we'll sort of mention which Zelda game we were playing at the time as we
yeah,
continue through the year.
actually, January was Oracle of Seasons. February, Arcarius played the original. March,
That's
Brodavia
right.
played The Adventure of Link.
We got through most of some of the game.
Yeah, that game. I don't think anyone's gonna blame you for not finishing that game.
No,
I
certainly
got
not.
pretty busy, but it was a good one. We had a good time. We got to like level 3 or so on it, so it was good stuff. Um, then I think we had Phantom Hourglass in
Yeah,
April.
moving on to April, I got to play through Phantom Hourglass for the very first time. I ended up not finishing it until I want to say May, but it was either May or June, but it was an absolute blast. I loved it. I had never
Yeah.
played it.
In terms of Zelda game quality, it's not the best Zelda game, but it is really, really fun.
Yeah,
So I would recommend checking
Yeah.
that one out if you have the opportunity.
super fun. 100% recommend.
Um, did anything else launch in April?
So April was the release of new Pokemon Snap.
Oh
Ah,
yeah. I haven't had the chance to pick that one up yet. Have any of you guys gotten it?
I have not.
Yeah, I played it for a little bit. I kind of got bored and moved on to other stuff just because. I mean, it's good. It's a good Pokemon Snap game. It's cool that they made another one after 20 something years. Hopefully they do more with it because like this one was very much like trying to stay similar to the original, but it'd be neat. I think they could take it in more directions if they wanted to.
It's a real shame that they didn't release any on the Wii U. Like that console was perfect for it, you know?
It was, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That really would have
Um,
been.
but I still don't think that's the end of the series. Fortunately, Pokemon is pretty strong uh as an IP. I would wager.
A little
It's
bit.
strong, but the spin-offs tend to go in and out a lot. I mean, we haven't had a new Pokemon Ranger game since the DS.
Yeah, which is also where the first one was. Again, the Wii U would have been perfect for that series as well. Um, and then Mystery Dungeon has been dormant since like 2016,
No,
2017.
we got the new one on Switch, or we got
Oh yeah, the remake. Yeah, I
the
forgot about that.
remake.
Well, I hope to see a remake of Explorers. Those
Yes, me
games are
too.
pretty fun.
Yes, they
Um,
need to do that one.
yeah, for sure. Um, so that takes us into May, which oh, I'm getting something. My senses are tingling. Did something interesting happen in May?
May
Are you?
was. Oh wait, do you know?
Yes, I have the list pulled up. Two games that I was really into released in May. One is Resident Evil Village, um, which
I
was
know, yeah.
yeah. I
The
know you guys
internet
probably
loved
didn't play
that
that
game.
one.
The
Yeah,
internet loved that game too.
oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know. So a certain character in that game caught the internet's attention. But it really is a solid title. Like I highly recommend it if you enjoy if you've enjoyed past Resident Evil games. I don't really recommend it as a horror game because it's not that scary outside of like one part. But it's still really if you just like good modern games in general, I highly recommend it. But the other game that released in May is the remakes of Famicom Detective Club, a
Ah,
Yeah.
super obscure Nintendo game only released in Japan back on the Famicom Disk System in the 80s. And both games were written by the creator of Metroid.
Yeah. Now, those games are completely done by Nintendo too. It's not just that they were on the old Nintendo system. It was like those are first party titles. And it's
Yes,
pretty
yeah,
uncommon for Nintendo to just leave those in the past.
although the remakes were not made by Nintendo, they
Yeah.
outsourced them to a company called Mages, which makes a ton of visual novels.
Seeing them come back though was no doubt a triumph for Nintendo fans.
Yes, hopefully we can see more obscure franchises brought back.
I can't wait for Ice Climbers 2.
Icicle Boogaloo.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a modern game could be fun for
Yeah,
them.
I've thought a lot about what a modern ice climber game could be like, and I think there's a lot of potential there if they wanted to.
Yep. So I think that's gonna let us allow us to skate into the month of June here, which that one that's a doozy for a lot of reasons.
doozy in a good
You
way
know?
or a bad way? Because honestly,
Oh, in a good way.
I see the month of June as an absolute banger.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
So
do we want
let's
to?
just skip right to the chase
Well,
on this
do we
one.
want to share how we got to experience a certain event during the month of June?
E3 happens every June, except for last year, but that's
Except
because
for
last year
last year.
sucked. So E3, well, let's see, last year got a 20 out of 20. This year got a 20 out of 10, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because last year was 2020 and this year is 20 out of 10.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
that's
That's
fair.
right.
yeah.
Anyway, so here we go. Um, E3 happens, and our boy David says, "Uh-oh, guys, I seem to have stumbled into a movie theater with E3 playing on it. Should we all stumble in as well?"
Yeah,
And so we did.
I just have to shout out my amazing fiance. I'm not gonna say her name or anything, but for my birthday, which was at the end of May, she decided that she learned that you can actually rent out movie theaters for relatively cheap. And so for my birthday, she was like, you know what? For your birthday, I want you to have a video game day with your boys in a movie theater. And so we got to rent out an actual like part of the movie theater, watch E3 on a movie theater screen, and play video games on it afterwards. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, the Mario Kart 8 and Smash Bros were bangers afterwards.
Oh
But
yeah.
E3, Nintendo's E3 also had a number of very fascinating reveals, especially for our group.
Yes.
Um, Probably my personal favorite reveal was the reveal of Metroid Dread,
Oh.
which we actually got to see come out this year. It's the first time a new Metroid game has come out since Other M, I think. I mean, I know that we got Samus Returns, but that's a remake. I mean, new content for the Metroid series. It's pretty rare.
Sorry, my audio cut out there. I didn't hear a lot of what you just said, but I assume you were talking about how great Metroid is.
I said Metroid Dread came out, and it it's the first new Metroid to come out in a very long time.
Yes, it is.
So
Metroid 5, finally.
I immensely enjoyed that game when it released later this year.
Hmm. Yeah, do we just want to go ahead? So E3 was great. Do y'all just want to jump into like top three game of the year games, and we'll just go through all of those?
Yeah, sure. Because not
Yeah.
a lot happened after that, at least for the channel. Pokemon Unite came out in July. I've been playing that pretty consistently ever since then. Uh, it's my first MOBA, and as a MOBA, the mechanicals are simple and intuitive. It's a lot of fun. I think you don't really want to play it unless you have a group of friends who are not going to be easily frustrated. Thankfully, it's free to play, but there is like a battle pass system and stuff in it that's not very well fleshed out. Honestly, it needs a lot of work to monetize better. Um, but if you like, playing as Lucario or Pikachu or whatever and want to try out a MOBA, I'd give it a recommend for sure. It's on Switch for free. I also enjoyed the release of Nintendo 64 Online. I've been playing a couple games through that. I managed to snag one of the N64 controllers as well. So that's been pretty cool. But anyways, my top three games this year, uh, that released this year. I would probably have to say, in no particular order, Metroid Dread, uh, maybe I want to give a shout out to Minecraft's new update. I've been playing that for a little bit, and I really, really enjoy it. Uh, Hopefully, we get to do a Torque Force stuff on that, but we'll see. Um, I liked Bowser's Fury, and I actually really liked the new Mario Party game that just dropped.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun to play online. And again, on that one, stay tuned for some Torque Force content coming out for that.
I'm
So,
surprised you didn't say Monster Hunter.
um, I should have said Monster Hunter instead of Mario Party. So I'm gonna retroactively change that.
Oh, I was gonna
Um,
say that. Found that so odd considering how much
yeah,
you played it.
yeah, I played probably 150 hours at least of Monster Hunter early this year.
Holy
A couple
cow.
things came up. A couple things came up that sort of prevented me from continuing my pursuit of those beasts. And it's been difficult for me to get back into it for a number of reasons. But super, super high quality game. Great single player experience, but probably one of the best, if not the best, cooperative multiplayer experience on Switch. Definitely try it out. So that's what I
David, do you
got.
want to go?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and go. Um in terms of my top 3, I don't think I can actually give because there are really only 2 new games that I've primarily been playing. I've really been playing a lot of older games because my backlog is pretty intense and I have a lot of work to do to get caught up on that. But I'd say my top 2 would have to be, um, in no particular order, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Just the nostalgia for that has been unreal. And I put 40 hours in the first week. Like, that's working a full-time job, essentially playing Pokemon.
Yeah,
Um,
I haven't gotten that one yet, but I'm really excited to pick it up when I
it
get the chance.
it is so fun. An absolute blast. There was one other. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll say my top 3. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I think that came out last year technically, but on Switch it came out this year. And
Yeah, that
so
counts.
yeah, so I've been playing it on Switch. I had been waiting for it to come out on Switch, and it's not quite as polished as I would have loved it to be, but it is an absolute blast. I mean, it's they haven't released a Dragon Ball Z game that's just purely the Dragon Ball Z story in such a long time, and so being able to play through the Dragon Ball Z story in like a beautiful way, tons of cinematic stuff, just an absolute blast. So I definitely recommend it if you're interested. I know you can find it on sale, pretty good sale at that, at quite a few places during the holiday season. So definitely recommend it. And lastly, I would say in terms of my top 3, and I would even say this is my top game of the year, would be Metroid Dread. I have never played a
Yeah.
Metroid game before, and let me say I plan on playing many, many more. So,
It was so good. I really, really enjoyed
an
that one.
absolute blast. I
Yeah,
am
we can
very
only hope that more Metroid, many more Metroids actually release in the future for you to
yeah.
play.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very grateful to you guys for introducing me to the series and for convincing me to get it like on release day.
Yeah,
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 because
it's
it totally was worth it. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
game is. I'm spoiling the ending here, but yeah, that is my game of the year. Metroid Dread for sure. It was super awesome to finally see the franchise come back, and not only that, but as I'm sure many viewers of the channel know, I've played through all 5 mainline games in a row, and it really is incredible going from 4 to 5 and just feeling how different the experience is and how much they improved the way the game flows, the way it plays, all the different weapons you have. It really is a blast from start to finish. Some people might complain that it's really short, but like part of what makes it awesome is just mastering it by playing it over and over again, and it never gets boring while you're doing that.
mm, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I've beaten that game at least 3 times, I think. I've done all the achievements. I've beaten it under the 4 hours on all the difficulties, and
Holy cow.
oh yeah, like, and now I've gotten to the point where you really like you don't even have to memorize the layout. That game does a good job of communicating to you like where it wants you to go, and
yes,
the hard part is like learning how to understand the language that it's like telling you, you know.
Mhm.
right.
And once you've played it a couple times, you do, and then you get this great game flow where you're just like sliding and constantly progressing and moving. It's like flowing, you know. It's
Yes, yeah,
awesome.
that's a great way to describe it.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed that one, and I highly recommend it to anyone, Metroid fans or not.
Yeah, just if you like games in general, it's a fantastic game. And then for my other two, I'm gonna say Resident Evil Village was definitely a high point for me. It's really like one of the only horror games I've ever seen that's actually like fun to play, because like the video game aspect of it is just as polished as the visual presentation and like the grotesque style of a lot of the characters and settings. Um, it's just really fun to play to go through enemies, which is a significant improvement from 7, which was kind of a slog to play at times. Um, but yeah, it's just all around a really well designed game. And then for number two, I will say same as David, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I've been playing that a bunch. Um, it's just great to play a classic style Pokemon game again. Um, After the more recent games, Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield. It's just nice to have that like classic feeling Pokemon again. And the music's great too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Music is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's one where I think I'm going to complete the Pokedex on it.
Yeah, I am too. I've never done it before actually, and I'm determined to do it.
I've done it. I've done it a lot of times.
Yeah,
I'm
Oh
well,
yeah,
gonna
I
do it
have
with
no
the
doubt.
original.
I'm gonna do. Whoa, the original is really hard to do.
Yeah, I did it. I've got the cartridge to prove it. But yeah, I
Wow.
beat the Pokedex on the original.
Very
No shiny
impressive.
charm on that one though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we got our things done. So, what's left for the Torque Force this year? What can people expect for the Torque Force and for games and entertainment in general?
One thing.
Um,
Oh,
s-
sorry. Go ahead.
all right, I was just gonna say, you guys reminded me thinking about the Zelda stuff. We never played Ocarina of Time, right?
No.
I don't believe we did.
Um, so I've been playing Ocarina of Time on Nintendo Switch Online, and I've just gotten to the final area, and it occurred to me, huh, might be interesting if I tried streaming that.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I actually really liked the final dungeon in Ocarina.
That'd be a blast.
So I'm not making any promises, but stay tuned to our channels because that might be coming up soon.
Mm-hmm. I'd
Okay,
totally be up for
cool.
watching that. One more thing. Next week are the Game Awards. I don't know if this is going to be possible or not, but if we're able to watch it all together, maybe we stream that as well. We'll see. No promises again, but potentially.
Yeah. And we're going to be trying to do another stream at the end of the month, like we were saying, the end of the Nuzlocke.
Ho ho ho.
We'll be tweeting out dates for that within the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that. We should also be trying to post the remaining highlights, or something akin to highlights at least. You'll see what that means on the Torque Force YouTube channel. So if you haven't caught up to that, go ahead and get caught up. And we got some more exciting things coming in the next year as well. So Merry Christmas from the Torque Force.
Yeah.
And we'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah. I guess if we don't have anything else to say, thank you to everybody who has joined us or who is watching or listening right now. And I guess if anyone doesn't have anything else to say, we can bid everyone adieu with the classic Torque Force goodbye.
All right. At the same time, everybody. 3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.
Play Metroid Dread.